Namaste, friends. Pranasyedam vashe sarvam tridive yat pratishtitam Madeva putran rakshasva Srischa prajnamscha videhina iti Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Welcome, dear friends. Still, I don't know how to start today. I'm still in the hangover of yesterday's session, to be frank with you. We had a wonderful 2 hours session, just dharana only. It was all meditation only as far as I am concerned, I felt. I am sure most of you also. We did not do any specific exercise. We were only just Saravana. Saravana has become dharana. And for some, dhyana also has happened. This is how, when you are connected to the universe, the energy is something which is inexplainable. So I used to think when Saroja Master was telling her life, 2002, if I remember right, suddenly just something happened. That is how her life took a different turn for the better, or rather best. She was already in the normal parlance. She was leading a normal best life only, but something different. The course took a different direction, life course. So maybe some of us will be thinking, okay, so if it happens, nothing to be done. So you get guidance from the universe any moment. If it is so, why should I do any of other exercises like pranayama, dharana, dhyana, yoga, all what you talk about, chanting? Yes. In fact, several sessions before, once I was mentioning in a class what I felt after going to several masters. Everyone gives different techniques. Purpose is same, self-realization, enlightenment, progress. Yes. So we gain knowledge, and whatever we apply in our life, we get benefit also. Yes, going on. But what is the ultimate goal, purpose of life, what we talk about normally, the sole purpose and all that. We may not know, some may be feeling it, it's all there. So having gone, in my understanding, to many masters, many things learned, so it is useful. Yes, there is a progress, something is good. So that much is needed. As far as I am concerned, I am happy, no regret, no guilty feeling. So in Master's case yesterday, what she was referring, like that, very few are there. So Krishna is born enlightened, whereas Buddha was not. Right? Buddha had to do certain things. He went to so many masters, and just by one technique, anapanasati or vipassana, he got enlightened. Bodhi tree. It happened there. So for us, just by going to Bodhi tree, sitting under, I have gone and sat. You may not become Buddha. So my understanding here is, so I was telling the other day, why we should do all the circus then. Master said the grace has to come, then only it will happen. Okay. But yes. So we have to understand what you are doing. According to my nature, our triguna, as I was mentioning earlier, we are all born with certain impressions, samskaras, vasanas, as other friend was telling. We are all different stuff. Mind stuff is different. And three gunas are there, tamas, sattva, and rajas, in all different permutation combination. So think of the gold. Now, all of you know what is a jewel. We like it. All of you are wearing. If not, most of you, or at somebody in your house, you have seen. So when it is bought and worn, you see the shine there, how beauty it is. You are not doing anything, just wearing. That's all right. But after some time, simply you are wearing, but you find there is wear and tear there also. It gets cut. You may not do anything, pulling and all that, it may happen. It color fades. So what is the intrinsic nature of any jewel is gold. So gold is there. It is always, its quality is that. Like that, yes, the Atman soul is there. Its true nature is shining, fine, enlightened already, but a covering light. So in the course of time, when you are in this Prakriti, interacting, there is a chance, like the gold, so it has to be polished, it has to be rejoined sometimes if it is cut, all those are needed. So if you don't maintain, like the chain getting cut, chain or whatever it is, the jewel, like that, this instrument also may get damaged. And her case and few masters like that, maybe in the billions of population, only in 5 figure you can see enlightened masters. Some are not at all known. They are in Himalayas, sitting there. So we need to do polishing. It's like servicing of a vehicle. So that is why we have got to spend, otherwise unconscious living happens. How many of us have bothered to focus on our breath? Breathing is happening, taken for granted. Now do a simple exercise. Just check. We are all breathing, right? Keep your hand like this, upper portion near the nose, not the palm, it is more sensitive, you may not feel there. So the skin on the upper palm, just see the air is coming out, it is touching your, you can feel the sense of touch on your palm. But see whether air is coming through the left nostril or right nostril or both. For a while. Most of you will find it is not coming through both equally. Predominantly maybe coming through one, either left or right. You check this often, once in 3-4 hours, you see them. Now it may be left. After some time, next time when you check, it may be right. It changes its course. So there is blockage here. So this itself causes issues to us. So that's why pranayama. What is prana? The vital life force. It is called prana, chi, ki, whatever other Chinese, Japanese they call. So potentially, now we talked about asana in the previous sessions. Now he said, tasmin sati shwasa prashwasayor gadi vichchedaha pranayama. What is pranayama? So first, he assumes now that you have already acquired the firm posture. Samagreva Shirokaya, head, neck and spine erect. Then only energy will flow upward. Because as you have already learned about chakras and all that, nadis, our nadis are along the spine. Energy has to flow up, not to be wasted. So if you are sitting in a crooked position, there will be more and more blocks, and you will not attain that stability for doing dhyana. So by doing dhyana, some people straight away they can attain, they can reach that state, body will be steady, stable and steady, sthiram sukham asana. So after that, we have to now think of pranayama in the Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, niyama, fundamental, then asana third, then pranayama, the fourth limb. Now, simple breathing exercise is not pranayama. Breath is not prana. So when we are born, we got that vital life force. So that is dormant. And what we call as Kundalini Shakti is the Muladhara Chakra posited there, coiled up energy, like a sleeping snake. So we have to activate that. So all the powers of the body and all the functions of the senses and the mind are regarded as expressions of the forces of prana only. So we say prana shakti, right? It is the power. Without prana, whatever we have, we are made up of 5 elements, right? And there is mind. But all these have no value without that prana. So when what we call as death, what happens? The prana goes out. An enlightened master, it goes through the Brahmarandra, Udana Vayu. It goes up. Then it becomes just back to 5 elements. These 5 elements will go back to the same 5 elements, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala and Prithivi. Not only to the Prithivi. So when the body is buried, it becomes food for the worms. If it is burned, it becomes ashes. Again, it becomes food for the plant. And other 4 elements join themselves, back to its source, like that only. Whereas the prana goes with the soul, then you know what will happen. We already discussed about that. So it is the prana, we have to understand that. So I just gave you an exercise. Why I told this is, we get illness because we are not breathing properly. Prana is not flowing properly. Prana is the basic life principle. See, even mineral world, there is prana, energy, what you talk about. It is there everywhere, but it is in dormant form. In vegetable plant kingdom, it is little more manifested, whereas in human being, much more manifested. So prana has manifested, and this prana, according to its function, we call it as pancha pranas. 5 different functions are there. In the body, it is going on. Prana, apana, udana, samana, and vyana. See, prana is just breath, and it is in the face and all that, which is there. Controls the organs of excretion and procreation, that is apana. Then, as I said, prana is mouth, ears, eyes, all this area is the prana. Though we generally call as prana one, one of the 5 is prana. Here, when you say generally prana, it is called otherwise mukhya prana. Say Anjaneya, Hanuman, we say even he is called as mukhya prana because he is Vayuputra. Then samana is balancing in the middle, our navel region. Samana means balancing. Prana, apana, samayukta, pachamyannam, chaturvidham. Krishna says, for balancing prana and apana. But for that only I am taking the food. And the Samana, if it is not functioning properly, all your digestion problem, everything happens. We will get issues. Then we have apana, excess means you get loose motion, etc. So excretion as well as procreation, all because of apana, going out. And udana is more, then you may get vomiting and all that, up. So comes back. So all the 5 are functioning in a rhythmic way normally. But there will be haphazard prana flow because of our lifestyle. When the parts of an engine is not working properly due to misuse, abuse, what happens? The car will not run, engine will not run. Same way here also, we get into problems. So we have to balance that. And what is Vyana? Yes, Vyana is the sense of touch. Even air comes, we can feel the sensation on the body immediately. Message is sent to our brain. So we understand what it is. So sense of touch. Vyana. So all the 5 only we generally talk, but actually there are 5 more sub-pranas. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Apart from that, there are also 5 more sub-pranas. So all these are functioning beautifully in our system. They are called Naga, Kurma, Devadatta, Krikala, and Dhananjaya. So 5 plus 5 sub-pranas. All these have its own functions. So if anyone is not functioning properly, is not flowing through the channels, through the 72,000 nadis are there, and in that the main is Ida. Along the spine is Sushumna, left side is Ida or called Chandra Nadi, right side is called Pingala or Surya Nadi. So as the very name given, Ida and Pingala, Chandra Nadi and Surya Nadi. Now, as I told you earlier, if you are breathing predominantly through your left nostril, what is happening? Chandra Nadi is activated. You are taking in the breath and activating the prana. It goes to Muladhara through the Ida, and your Muladhara is activated there. At that time, what happens? Left nostril means your right brain is activated. Sympathetic nervous system. So the left means it is a parasympathetic nervous system, right brain, right? Your vagus nerve, all will be activated. So calming down happens. But if you are breathing only through left, what happens is more cooling in nature, more calmness, etc. So you may catch cold, you may not be able to function, you may feel like, okay, I'm cool, I'm fine. So you may not be active also. You may not be able to physically function more. So you feel lethargic because of that. If you are predominantly breathing through your right, then Surya Nadi is activated. Breath goes to the Kundalini, then comes back as air comes out. Then your left brain, logical brain, active brain, is more activated. At that time, fight or flight mode. Your heart beats faster, your BP goes up. People having BP, higher BP and all that because of that only. Your Chandra Nadi is less and Surya Nadi is more. So more action, more. So if it goes on like that, what happens? Heart problem, all those things comes. So we have to balance. Chandra Nadi as well as Surya Nadi should flow through both Ida and Pingala. So pranayama is the science of regulating and gaining control over the Mukhya Prana. So fuller manifestation has to happen. The Kapalabhati, Bhastrika and all that are really not pranayama, they are kriyas. So that all should be done under a trained master. Because suddenly you are going against the nature. Whereas Ida Nadi and Pingala Nadi, you can always do. That is why we say Anulom Vilom, inhalation, exhalation, without holding the breath. Normally, simply. When you do that, both opens up. So balancing happens so that you are in equilibrium state. And if you have specific issues, you have to use right nostril alone, like Suryanuloma, then Chandranuloma, according to your issues. But after that, you have to always do Anuloma Viloma. Balancing is the key. Both should function. So if you check, it changes naturally every 3 hours or so. It changes actually naturally, according to even from the nature vibration, it changes. That's why we have to be conscious. We are not breathing conscious. Sorry. So let us go to the next sutra about pranayama, what Patanjali talks about. As I said just now, apana is controlling organs of excretion and procreation. Prana dwells in eyes, nostril, ears, mouth, etc. And samana, middle, balancing, and vyana, circulating, like that. So what Patanjali talks about, the next sutra, yeah. So real pranayama means what? As per Patanjali, what he says, Bahya Abhyandara Stamba Vritti Deshakala Sakhyabhihi Paridhrishto Dirgha Sushmaha. It looks so long, etc. Don't get worried. See, it simply means breath are external, internal, or stationary. They are to be regulated by space, time, and number, and are either long or short. What does it mean? See, here, real pranayama is not counting so many, etc. That's what he says. You can do many things, but you should know what you are doing. It has got its own significance. So by practicing with the guidance, you get the desired result. If you are doing without guidance, you may get stuck. See, the breath may be stopped. Yeah. Sorry, I think not. The breath may be stopped externally or internally or checked in mid-motion and regulated according to place, time, and fixed number of moments. So the counting, etc., unless you are guided properly, it may have adverse effect. So real pranayama is holding the breath. So here holding means you inhale and hold. It is called kumbhaka, andar kumbhaka. Inhalation is called puraga, filling. Then exhalation is called rechaka. Then holding is called bahya kumbhaka or shunyaka, emptiness. So this timing, etc., depends. About pranayama, even Upanishads talk about, Prashna Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, all mentioned about prana. So the key here is the holding of the breath. So how long? For beginners, better not to hold. First thing, regular breathing, whether rhythmic breathing is happening, that is the key for us. So inhalation and exhalation should be almost equal time, normally happening without strain. And it is flowing through left and right. So for that, what we can do? That is why always he said, take a deep breath. So always start with exhalation, it'll be wonderful. Empty the lungs. When you, before filling the good water, first you have to remove the dirty things from the bucket or the vessel. So like that, exhale, then comfortable level, deep, long breath you take. Then not jerky movement suddenly. After a moment, exhale. Like that you practice. This every day we have to practice for several minutes. Of course, in empty stomach. So you become aware of your breath, your breathing becomes normal. And again, if you check, you place your hand, now in the photo you can see, keep palm on your abdomen. Just watch. When you are breathing, what is happening? Few seconds, you can watch. When you are inhaling, whether abdomen is rising or falling, you check. If the abdomen is rising, expanding when you inhale, then you are breathing properly. For some people, it will be other way. So what you have to do, you have to consciously practice abdominal breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. When you inhale, abdomen should expand like a balloon. When you exhale, it should go in, contract, like that. So this is the first step. So regularly you check and practice this consciously. And throughout the day, like I said, watching the gap. Before that, first watch the breath itself. Are you breathing properly? Or whether irregular breathing is happening, whether it is happening rhythmically. So you have to watch that. Then only you can proceed for further practices in this. And when we talked about the prana, pancha prana, the 5 elements, all the 5 elements have got prana. It is not just by taking air you are getting prana. Yes, it's there. But in all the 5 elements, it's a different kind of prana. It's all. So all the 5 for balancing, we have to use all the 5. Say go to open space, I think I told the other day. Why you get benefit going to park or nature and all that. We get feel nice. So what is happening? Balance, you get that. From water, you take a shower. So all the 5 you have to make use of. So that balancing happens, you become more energized. Say the Kundalini Shakti, what you call as the spiritual energy, it is the reserve. When you are born, it is there, but it is coiled up, sleeping. So awakening means this. So by pranayama, actually, we are awakening the Kundalini Shakti within us. Then our chakras are activated. A huge reserve is there. It is sleeping. That's why it's called even sleeping beauty. So for tamasic people, very less. It's hardly woken up. For rajasic people, sometimes it's more. That is why you get into problem, tension, etc. And people without training, those who want certain practices, you awaken that. What happens is channeling is not happening, half-assed way, not rhythmic. So it may activate some chakra somewhere and the prana will manifest a different way. You get into troubles. It may lead to even depression and tension, everything. You may become one mad. It has happened. People going for shortcut methods, like third eye activation. People do so many things. Never ever do. Normally, let it happen. So as Master was telling yesterday, for her it happened because all this she has done in the previous Janma. A lot of preparation has been done. So one fine day, time has come. Universe has opened up her third eye, or whatever you call, enlightening. Like that for many masters, different occasions, like Eureka moment, you know, what happened? Like that, it happens. So allowed to happen, but cautiously practice. But what happens is, by not doing anything, we achieve nothing. That is very important. So we have to use the time, space, everything properly. Make use of it. That is why yoga practices. Becoming yogi means ultimate purpose, self-realization. Okay. Enlightenment is an ongoing process. So what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa talked about, this I would like to say, you know, the 7 chakras we talked about, that is 7 layers of consciousness, 7 planes of existence, Bhumi, 7 here and 7 below. Below Muladhara, there are 7 more lokas. Adala, Vidala, Sudala, Atala, Atala, Padala, like that. Padala, hell we talk about, it is in our feet only, below feet. So these are not for us, we are already above Muladhara. Muladhara, Swadhisthana and navel is a normal. So, but we are in the physical level more and more. Let us see what, in the words of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, I'll just read so that I am not distorting it. He says, the scriptures speak of 7 centers of consciousness. The mind may dwell in one or the other of the centers. When the mind is attached to worldliness, it dwells in the 3 lower centers: navel, the organ of reproduction, and organs of evacuation. The mind then has no higher spiritual ambitions or visions. It is immersed in the cravings of lust and greed. So these 3 chakras are activated. What will happen? We will never grow spiritually. You are in the tamasic or little rajasic. That's all. Bhoga. You become only a bhogi, not a yogi. Now the 4th center. The 4th center is at the heart. When the mind learns to dwell there, man experiences his first spiritual awakening. Then he has the vision of light all around. Seeing this divine light, he becomes filled with wonder and says, "Ah, how blissful." His mind does not then run to the lower centers. That is why we always meditate on heart, light meditation, all what we talk about. So first fake it to make it. It is there. You are not actually faking. You have trust in that. It is there. Trust that. You are believing some people and something and doing. You are believing in your iPhone and doing all nonsense. Can't you believe the real existence, what is taught by our rishis, sages, masters? So first believe, then you see how it gets activated. Then the 5th center is at the throat. He whose mind has reached this center is freed from ignorance and delusions. He does not enjoy hearing or talking of anything except God. God. You call Brahman or energy, universe, or whatever it is. But we normally call as God. So God is not just seeing a photo in a specific form, the ultimate. See what happened? That's the 5th center. Throat is opened, your Akasha Tattva. This chakra, Vishuddhi chakra opened up. Your speech becomes so pure. You sing nicely. Your communication ability expands. You are able to communicate. So love and communication, both. What happens, you see? That is how masters, when they are able to attract, like magnetic, you become magnetic. Unless these 2 centers, we go up and up, we cannot expand. We will remain the same. Like as one great master said, we keep on doing now also. How many of you are practicing what is learned? And how many are here? You are still stuck with the old habits. You keep on doing the same thing over and over. But you are expecting a different result. How is it possible? So we have to change. That is why, like polishing the gold, we have to practice. So what he says about the nest? The 6th center is at the forehead. When the mind reaches this center, there is the direct vision of God, day and night. Even then, see, remember, even then, there is little trace of ego left in the aspirant in us. It is like the light in a lantern. One feels as if one could touch the light, but cannot because of the obstructing pane of glass. So it is like that. Even though here we think, oh, people say, oh, he is enlightened, his third eye is opened, and all talk. Those who talk about it is not true. First of all, no real person will say enlightened master, self-realized soul. Will say, I am enlightened, I am self-realized soul. My third eye is open. If people are using such words, be cautious. Listen, that's all. We don't know the reality. So don't get stuck with words. People can give sweet words. I can't some masters. You are just attracted for a while, but that will not last longer. Only thing Saraswati Kadasha is there, able to rhyme, properly, put the words nicely and all that. Such people are also there. Don't get fooled by that. I have gone to such people also, thinking that, yes. So now from little experience, I am telling you, don't get stuck there also. You are your own guide. So from inner voice, you get whether you are to be with such people or not. Learn, fine. Learning is fine from anyone. Then What is the seventh sender? He is at the top of the head. I am telling Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's words. When the mind reaches there, samadhi is attained. One becomes a knower of Brahman, united with Brahman. This is it. So what Patanjali talks about here, Raja Yoga is attaining that by using your willpower. And here what happens is, if you are using only your willpower, then there is a danger also. Ego comes there also. That is why real Ashtanga Yoga is combination of all. So we have to understand Bhakti Yoga, karma should become Karma Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga, as we said, Kriya Yoga, what Patanjali said, Swadhyaya, Ishvara, Pranidhana also is needed. So masters, with this understanding of meditation, pranayama is the key. So by doing pranayama, you are controlling the prana. You see that the energy flows properly, right? So simply do simple breathing practices in the beginning. Then next, anulom vilom or alternative nostril breathing. This you practice after some time. Simply you can do anuloma viloma, will not do any harm. But always better do with empty stomach, but consciously. So consciousness with awareness, when you do, you feel the difference, what is happening. You can feel the sensation, but don't think of, oh, I am getting it. And another thing is each chakra activation also, from bottom to up when you have time. You can, your energy flows where your attention goes, you know that, right? So focus on Muladhara first for some time, then go next, like that you can do. Simply breathing. Here you have also the added advantage of using the mudras. In dhyana, normally everyone knows, we call as chin mudra, this. So, but this touching of thumb and index finger, when you keep like this on your thighs, is actually we call as chin mudra. When you keep it open like this, palms open to the sky, it is called as jnana mudra. This anybody can practice. Do this. Children also. By this, lot of benefits you get. Balancing happens. Your memory improves. Concentration improves. Calmness. So many are there. I will give you the details. I may post maybe tomorrow, tomorrow in our group also about mudras. We'll continue tomorrow also. But when you do meditation, so simply keeping like this, you know, palm, 1 hour they say, interlocked we say here normally Anapanasati, but you can also see Buddha sitting or other yogis, left palm and right palm touching. When you touch like this is actually Bhairava and Bhairavi Mudra, it is called. So removing, so to kill the demons, Shiva means your right palm over the left palm is called Bhairava Mudra. The other way, left top of the right, called Bhairavi, Shakti, Shiva and Shakti. She also does same thing, like Kali you have seen, you know, with the Trishula. Shiva also, Kali also you have seen. So killing the demons means all this story. Chandi Kavacha is, after Kavacha, the Chandi part. Durga Saptashadi, 700 slokas are there. Chandi Yoga we do. It's all about what? They are not physical. In that actually it's all within us. Demons, all negativities, killing that. Shumba, Nishumba, all comes, wonderful concepts. So these two mudra, you can use both. So this is actually in dhyana, you can use like that also. Even today you can try. But here, I would say you can combine the jnana mudra and this Bhairava Bhairavi mudra. Then it becomes really dhyana mudra.
Excuse me, sir.
Keep.
Can you go full screen on your, as we can see your hands?
Okay. I'll do.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Sir, it's good now, sir. You can, yeah.
Coming?
Permission, sir. You are good, sir. I have stopped this. Have stopped the screen sharing. You can do now, sir. You are visible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's not coming. Can you see?
Sir, we can see you, sir. Please continue, sir.
It's full now for you?
Yeah,
No?
a little bit high, your hands, so that we can see. Now it's good.
Keeping
Perfect.
the palm one over the other. Then like this, keep the left like this. Jnana Mudra also like that. So you can keep one over the other, also the Jnana Mudra. Like that you can keep on your lap. So it becomes really Dhyana Mudra. It has got tremendous effect. Every day you can try that, practice that, and keeping on the laps only, right? On your thighs, if you are sitting cross-legged, wonderful. Like that, you can practice, right? And other mudras I will talk maybe tomorrow, next session we'll use. This one has got so much powers. So mudra is an added advantage. This is not Patanjali's, but from practice, it's all talked about mudra. Yoga, it is there, another science. There are so many people have practiced and found the effect. I have found personally myself a lot of benefit out of this, and so many other students also, right? Now, let us go for some practice. Closing the eyes, take a comfortable position, and let us go for first few, say 4 or 5 times deep breathing. As I said, inhale fully, start with exhalation, then comfortably long breath, don't hold, exhale again. Continue for 5 rounds. You can feel the abdomen rising and falling also. Then do now Anuloma Viloma, eyes gently close. For this, you can use thumb and index finger, or what we call as Nasika Mudra, closing the index and middle finger and thumb over that, like this, and little finger and ring finger straight. Like this, for using, right nostril thumb, left nostril, little finger and ring finger, like this. Or if you are not comfortable, you can use little finger and ring finger for left and for the right. Like this also you can practice. It's okay, but you have some advantages. This is called Nasika Mudra. So always start with the left. Female Shakti, your right brain, is activated by taking through the left. So first exhale, then inhale through the left, comfortable level, then close, hold for a while, comfortable level. Then gently open your right nostril, allow breath to come out through the right. Again, comfortable level, pause. Then inhale there only. And close. Comfortable level closing. Then open the left nostril. Allow exhalation. Like that, do 4 or 5 times. This you can practice regularly, 3 to 4 times a day also. You feel the difference, get balance. When you are holding, it is called Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama instead of Anuloma Viloma. So with conscious breathing, you do that now. Inhalation, no jerky movement, with total awareness. You are going in, you are coming out. So training your mind. When you are focusing on your breath, mind cannot wander. That is the beauty. It needs energy. Balancing is the first. Your right brain, female brain, called otherwise Shakti, Left brain, Shiva, or male brain we call, logical brain, rational brain, conscious and subconscious also you can say. Right is subconscious activation. So balancing happens, then you are in a better position for dharana, next step. Or dharana means focusing concentration. Now, closing the eyes, you can adopt the mudra. The dhyana mudra if you are comfortable, otherwise simply palms one over the other, thumb touching also okay, and it becomes Bhairava or Bhairavi. Simple dhyana mudra. Now relax, just taking your awareness from head to foot. Feel the energy, light flowing from above, cosmic energy flowing through the head, flowing down like Ganga Jal, energizing, cleansing every cell of your body from head to foot. Let your awareness flow with energy, light. And just watch face, neck, and shoulders, arms flowing down along the spine, trunk part, chest, abdomen, hips, pelvis, through thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and the feet through the toes, just flowing energy. Just watch now, your whole body is totally relaxed. Become light. Your body and mind becoming one. Mind has also become light. You are here and now. Just bring your awareness only to the breath. Total awareness. God is in the breath, inside the breath. He is the breath inside the breath, said Kabir. Just be, you are going in, watch. You are going in and touching the navel center, and you are coming out. Breathing happens normally. Just you are watching. Breath comes out, you are coming out. Just keep watching, feel. When you inhale, your nostril temperature, movement. The mind is also a movement, an activity. So when you are totally with your breath, it's what we call as no mind situation. Mind is just only on one dharana, your breath. Be with your breath. You are going in You are coming out. When the breath goes in, just observe in the navel center. Your breath stops for a while. You are not breathing at all. Yes, just watch that gap. There he is. Same way. When you expel, expire, you are expired when you breathe out. See there, a gap, nothingness, you are dead there. Watch, a fraction of a moment maybe. There he is. Death and birth goes on. Anytime it can stop. So just be in that gap always. Enjoy that. Inhalation, gap. Exhalation, gap. You are not doing, just happening, rhythmically happening. The gap is the most mysterious phenomenon inside you. And the breath comes in and stops, and there is no movement. That is the point where you meet God, or when the breath goes out and stops, then also no movement. Remember, you are not to stop it. It stops on its own. Otherwise, there is a doer. You are only witnessing. Allow that. Watcher. You are not to change the breath pattern. You are to neither inhale or exhale. You are not touching the breath at all. You allow the naturalness, the natural flow. When it goes out, you follow it. When it comes in, you follow it. That's all. One breath goes in and the gap. And it increases. And the moment may become longer and longer as you observe. When the breath stops, mind stops. Sakshi Bhava. Continue to be a Sakshi. In that stopping of the mind, the whole world stops. As the mind is the world. And in that stopping, you come to know for the first time what is breath inside the breath, life inside life. This is the liberating experience, making us aware of God. The Creator. The big I. Real self. Just be with yourself. Are not doing anything. From somebody to nobody. From something to nothing. Masters, slowly become aware of your physical reality. Start coming back. Friends, please understand, pranayama is to rouse the Kundalini power posited in our Muladhara chakra. Here, if you go only for shortcut, just all types of kriyas and pranayama, without yama and niyama, you'll be inviting disaster. Please understand the words of Swami Vivekananda himself, I'm telling. It is absolutely necessary that one who seeks to rouse the Kundalini should practice perfect purity and abstinence in sex life. The controlled and sublimated sex energy becomes ojas. Ojas is the spiritual vitality that makes the nervous system and the brain capable of standing the strains of meditative life. The ojas that is generated by the control and sublimation of sex energy is stored up in the brain, and the vitality, impressiveness, and the power of personality in a man are largely dependent on how far his brain is enriched by ojas. For a person leading an uncontrolled sex life, practice of Raja Yoga is very dangerous. It may lead to nervous trouble and even to insanity. Advice of Swami Vivekananda. So, Buddhirhitesha Madhiko Vishesha, God has given us discriminating faculty. Use it, apply that. Practice Yama Niyama also. Then nobody can stop us in our spiritual growth. The fundamentals should be right. That's why Yama Niyamas are called as the foundation. And Kumbhaka should happen actually by regular practice. It's called Kevala Kumbhaka, stoppage of breath. That is what the real yogis are in. They don't need food. That's why space, time, I was telling you in the beginning, Patanjali said, breath stops in between somewhere. Even heart stops. So everything is in standstill. Nothing will happen. So pranaya is held. So when we practice pranayama, even anuloma viloma, nadi shuddhi, then natural cessation should happen. Neither inhaling nor exhaling. Kevala Kumbhaka. So that state we have to attain by regular practice, which is possible with little understanding of our Yamanema, Shaucha, Brahmacharya. Right? So slowly, you may come back and open your eyes with a broad smile, feeling fine and wonderful, feeling definitely better than before. Thank you, masters. The mudra, what I told you today, the dhyana mudra, with jnana. That is really dhyana mudra. Otherwise, it is called as Bhairava or Bhairavi. Both are okay. Whether you want the Shiva or your Shakti, that's all. Both are same actually. So you are liking, you have choice. But touching like that, if you sit, I'll just tell you the benefit. Dhyana mudra helps to progress in meditation. And the meditator gets pure thoughts and attains peace. This mudra strengthens the muscles in the body. Blood circulation becomes normal. Constant practice of this mudra helps one to free from blood pressure and heart ailments. All nerve centers can be easily activated, and therefore one can achieve abundant peace and tranquility, resulting in removal of sleeplessness, over-anxiety, indifference, hallucination, bad dreams, loss of memory, irritability, and mental depression. This mudra aids the practitioner in reaching a state of blissful peace and attain joy of self-realization. Therefore, every day, I wish all of you practice at least 10 to 15 minutes. Simply sit watching your breath. Wonderful things can happen. So mudras are such wonderful tool we have. Please do practice. You may get in internet so many things. Yeah, I have got a beautiful book by Professor Suman Chiplunkar, maybe in internet also. But what you have to understand is when you have combination of issues, like you have BP, you have diabetics, also your thyroid, like that combination will be there. You would have undergone an operation. So by seeing the internet something, of course, nothing to worry. What combination to use, you have to understand properly. That is the only thing. Otherwise, no mudra can harm anyway, except certain, yes, only for arousing, only muladhara, like that. If you keep, yes, may not be good. If you keep the linga mudra like this, heat is produced, your Surya Nadi is activated. But if you keep it for longer time, your left brain will be activated, more BP all will go, for heat will be more in the body. So it is not advisable. So such things you have to understand. That's all. So maybe tomorrow, some more minimum with the pranayama, what mudra we can use, we'll discuss tomorrow's session, right? Thank you. So anyone would like to share, welcome, as usual. And one beauty is mudra, you can practice anytime, not immediately after food. After food, certain mudras can be done. Otherwise, even walking also, you can keep like Jnana mudra or Prana mudra. I told in the beginning. You see the benefit, you get it. Works like remote control, right?
Hello, Parmeshwaran sir. Thank you very much. Today meditation was very blissful and deep. It reminded me of Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya that I did with Isha Sadhguru, part of it. When you did that pranayama and Nadi Shuddha, actually we do some exercise before Nadi Vibhajana too. So
I know.
It was nice to balance, because the balance is important, right? To have the breath equal on both sides. So I haven't been practicing for a while, but it reminded me, and thank you. So the mudra we use there, where we just hold the two fingers and put it open in our lap. What is that mudra called?
This is normally called as Chin mudra.
Okay.
So, but what I would say is when you keep like this, this is also called as jnana, knowledge, jnana.
Okay.
So if you keep like this on, it is called jnana mudra. When children all can practice this like this. So even if you keep like this, you get benefit. That's called Chin mudra. This is called jnana mudra. But there is subtle difference. When you keep open the universe, you are ready to receive, certain extra benefit is there. And Isha Kriya, yes, this and of course focusing there. That's why he calls it as completion, right? After teaching, as juniors may teach other masters and then completion, then you get connected. Then there are certain process like kriyas there. So any kriya, that's what I said, should be learned properly from a master, because you are stimulating. Lot of stimulation is there, like fluttering, right?
Yes.
Fluttering is there, but
And
you should practice
laugh,
that regularly. Yeah, so that all should not be publicly told and all, because that's what I said, certain things are secret because it is sacred. And it should not lead to disaster. That's why, because you are altering the natural processes. So you have to be proper, that's all.
But thank you. You explained so well each and everything. So immense knowledge. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Manisha ji, welcome.
Namaskar, sir. Sir, please tell me, firstly, thank you so much, because I am doing Pran Mudra and Apang Vayu Mudra. Daily I am doing. And sir, I want to know one more thing. When we do Nadi Shodhan, ratio is 1, 2 to 1. Am I right? 5 in, please tell.
Numbers, if you are taught by somebody properly, practice it. Anything is okay. But what Vivekananda says, I'll tell you. Nadi Shuddhi, 4 inhalation, 16 holding. It is 4, not count. We say count. 1, 2, 3, 4, also count. 1, 2, 3, also count. So it is actually 4 seconds inhalation, 16 seconds holding, 8 seconds exhalation. This is what Vivekananda talks about Nadi Shuddhi. But before that, as I said, you should have practiced normal deep breathing practices. You should be steady. Your breathing should have already become rhythmic. Only such people. So like that, any count, I will not say like this. Only individually I will tell, after seeing regular practice for some time. So you may get certain feelings, you know the message. So like that. So until then, better normal without worrying about count. Comfortable level, hold. Comfortable level, exhale, inhale. That is the best thing. You are your own judge. Like that. And this 4, 16, 8. In the third stage, what he says is 4, straight away exhalation 16. No holding. Then you are holding. See, like that. So it's all not simple. That's why even Isha Kriya, Sudarshan Kriya, all different types are taught. They're all, you have to get a proper guidance, and there's a minimum practice of 21 days.
Yes.
With the master's presence always. A review should be there, because you may experience giddiness, so many things. So you have to be cautious. So generally, those who are not learned from masters, simply deep inhalation, deep exhalation, then Aniloma Viloma, do with comfortable time of holding. And let Kevala Kumbhaka, automatic cessation, happen. That's all. Watching the breath. This is sufficient for a normal. Those who want really attain higher sadhana, yes, you have to get guidance and practice. Yes, fast track.
Sir, I have some videos of rhythmic breathing, so I do practice of rhythmic breathing also, 10 minutes.
Yes. That's why when you are comfortable, fine. That's why I told you this mudra, Apanavaya mudra, all can practice that also. But for you specifically, I told you when you called me,
yes,
you can practice that. And Dhyana mudra in meditation, you can do what we did today in addition. It's all, you can do twice, thrice in a day. So you get multiple benefits. That's
yes, sir, I'm doing it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome. She called me other day and sent the message. So I'm happy you are sincerely following. You are the inspiration, people like you here for others. So basic is consistency, commitment, conscious effort. Always I think that's my way of looking at things. anything is possible, everything is possible. Allow the grace to flow. That's what I was telling, yesterday's master was talking. Yes, grace, anytime it can happen, but you should be ready, That's all. Those who are ready, yes, we say when the student is ready, teacher will appear. It is actually not teacher. Teacher and guru is slightly different. Guru is in a higher pedestal. Teacher teaches the subject. Guru transmits energy without doing anything. Physically, we will not see. But so like that, gurus appear everywhere. Here also we may see. Yesterday, in fact, we did not sit for meditation, but it was so meditative, I just forgot. So many processes happened when I was with her. I saw nothing except her for some time. That is so, the presence. So like that, we should also become magnetic wherever we are. It is possible. That's why Vivekananda said expansion is life, contraction is death. The more we share, care, all good qualities, That's why sharing we are talking about. It is not to boast or to appreciate somebody. Appreciation is always good, fine. But not literally just for the sake of it. That is not wanted, right? Thank you, dear. So if no one has anything to share or say, we'll